Hello once again. This is Brother Teacher. A few days ago I did a video in response to the not government shutdown, but the proposal and or declaration from Donald Trump and the White House that food stamps and or EBT was going to be canceled for November and forward if there is, what I understand, not a resolution to the government shutdown. Food stamps or EBT was not going to be issued for the month of November. And I did a video, as I said, and not as a result of my video, but just the whole idea that this was going to take place. I watched several videos of people that were complaining about EBT being canceled, that they were not going to receive any benefits, in other words, in November. I'm going to say this again, as I said in the first video. EBT, food stamps, welfare, period, was never intended to be issued to people that were in need of it in perpetuity. It was not intended for them to use it for the rest of their lives. Citing that and considering that the individuals were healthy. Certain circumstances do befall us as human beings. There are people who become unemployed and are striving to find employment, and during that period of time they can seek out government help, unemployment, food stamps, and so forth. Or a individual or individuals that are handicapped, become handicapped, take ill, who have children that are dependent, who are handicapped or have some sort of mental condition and or illness. The whole plethora of reasons that are legitimate is what government assistance was intended for. It was not intended for people, women, to continue to have children, especially from several men or fathers, just to be having children and being irresponsible with having children that you don't have any clue or plan to try to stand on your own 2 feet and provide for your own family because you are an adult, a mature, supposedly a mature adult. That is what maturity is. It's not just an age. It is a state of mind, and then it's discipline, and it's accountability. Somehow or another, over time, people who began to use government assistance, EBT, food stamps, for example, they thought that that was something that they deserved. As I said before, forever. And that's not the case. There have been people who have been using the governmental assistance, EBT and food stamps as it were, selling them to other people, family members or strangers or what have you, to buy things. To buy, for some women, makeup, cosmetics, period, get their hair done, to buy alcohol, drugs, and so forth. And there are people who have misappropriated the stamps and the EBT service, buying non-valuable and or healthy foods for their family. Junk food. It was designed, or they were designed for nutrition. And I think you don't know, many people don't know what nutrition is. It's not just anything that you can put in your mouth and eat. Nutrition is supposed to be for the sustenance and the support of your health. And that's it, and that's all. But the food stamps and EBT has not been used for that traditionally, at least for the past 20 years or so. And I've seen people threatening to steal from grocery stores if their EBT card is not loaded in November. I've seen men and women, and these people that I have seen thus far, I'm not going to go on forever watching these videos, but I've seen enough. But the ones that I have seen thus far appear to be healthy, physically capable individuals that can hold a job. And as one person said in their response and or reply to some of these videos, if you can go and steal out of a store, you can go to a job. And I stand on that as well. It's interesting to me how people, some have never had a job and they are on EBT food stamps or other government assistance and have never had a job. Some have had a job for a short period of time and they keep getting fired from the job for whatever reasons. They can't keep a job. And some just simply don't want to work. They want something free. They want a handout, and somehow or another in their mind they think that they deserve this free handout from the government. I have empathy for those people. If this does go through beginning in November, I have empathy for those that could potentially lose their benefits who actually need it. But I have absolutely no empathy and or sympathy for those people who have been milking the system, especially for many years, who think that they are entitled automatically to this assistance, who don't want to put forth anything in society of value. They don't want to work, and they believe that the government is supposed to take care of their children and not them take care of their children. It's not that you're supposed to sit home and wait for a check or food stamps to be loaded onto your EBT card. No, you need to be looking for those responses from jobs that you have applied for so that you can get out like every other well-bodied or able person who has a desire to provide for their own family, men and women alike, and some who hold down more than one job, 2 or 3 jobs, to just take care of the bare minimum of responsibilities. And these individuals, and if you're one of those people or several of those individuals watching this, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You are actually bums, to put it kindly. You're bums. Now, I do reiterate, I did say I'm not talking about people who actually do legitimately need assistance. Not at all. Only those who are capable of providing for themselves, and they just simply won't. Well, taxpayers shouldn't have to foot the bill for your laziness. That was it. And that was all. But before I fully complete this, if you want to steal something from someone's grocery store and go out to your car and threaten someone if they want to stop you from taking their groceries out of their business, you need to go to jail. You need to go to prison. because you have not learned responsibility and accountability as an adult should. That's an automatic. Apparently you never got the lesson. Now, that truly is it, and that is all. Take care.